Welcome to the Excited People podcast. We're here, back at it again with the white vans.
Oh my god.
Is that still a thing?
I don't even know.
When did that die?
Probably like a week after it started.
That kid got
Well, the Daniel kid. That's so unfair to the other kid.
He's the one that made
Yeah,
Daniel.
the one guy was like,
Dang, Daniel.
yeah, that guy. They gonna do the voice and everything. Just was like.
Did you see the Ellen show where he was like,
"Oh, I seen it.
This is the guy, and this is the guy that makes that voice." He goes, "Yeah, my friend calls me all the time to make that voice, but nobody knows him in public."
That's so unfair. That sucks so bad.
Oh, wait, so he hasn't showed his face?
He has.
Oh,
he was on Ellen too.
Not on camera.
People haven't got to put him. People haven't got to call him out on it. He's just kind of he does it, and then people are like, "Oh, yeah." Or they're like, "Hey, look, it's Daniel," and everyone's like, "Oh, Daniel."
Daniel hates my name.
Anyway, like I said, we're here at the Excited People podcast headquarters. It's a 30-story building. We're at the top floor where everything is magical.
Of New York.
Not New York. I like Los Angeles better.
Fine.
There's so I think that there's so much more culture in Los Angeles because it's near. Well, this is why I'd say that. Because the culture comes from the fact that there's actors also trying to act. There's a cat on my head. His nails are digging into my forehead. Okay, cat, stop it. Either way, I'm your host, Armani. I'm accompanied by my stunning and beautiful co-host. I am also co-hosting Life with her.
What?
Right, that made sense, right?
She's your co-host in life.
She's
your co-hosting Life with her.
That sounds the same to me.
No.
Is it different?
Yes.
Is it different?
Yes. But I got the point, though. I'm Tasman.
Tasman, a little T.
Razzie Tazzy.
Razzie Tazzy. You may recognize that smooth, jazzy voice from one of our main hosts. She's been under the weather for the past few weeks, but she is back at it again.
Don't you dare.
Back at it again with the podcast, Monty.
Okay. You gotta introduce yourself.
It's your girl, Robbie.
Your girl. Hey, can you please not open doors? I apologize for the door opening that happened.
I'm sure they didn't even hear.
I'm sure they didn't hear. But I feel like...
They're just like, what door?
We gotta get the... I wonder if the AC can be heard. Actually, I don't think it does. It can be.
No, it was on the whole time.
Yeah, it was. We did a sound test. I don't know why I'm asking. Anyway. Last week we talked about sports, and I know Robbie she likes to talk about sports, so I was hoping that she could be here. So, briefly, is there anything that you would like to add to the sports conversation? Now that Golden State has won it... Okay, well, they still got to play the championship, but they got they won the Western Conference Finals.
Semifinals, yes, they did.
Well, no, they won the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, well, same difference.
No.
Okay, so
it is the Western
my
Conference
prediction.
Finals. Go ahead, put a prediction.
Didn't go. Wait, let me see.
Well, I when they were 3-1, it was funny. We were making fun of.
You know what? I knew that
there were lots of bandwagon fans that were hopping off the wagon real quick. People were hopping off the wagon.
Sure they lost so much hoping instead.
I was like, how dare you?
I thought you were a fan. No, I'm a Draymond fan. Wait, what?
Why? I know. You're a Draymond Green fan?
All of a sudden you're a Green fan?
For real.
No.
For real. I was one of those people. I was not one of the people who hopped off. I was on them the whole time. My brother posted
I was too, but I was quiet when they lost those 2 games.
Yeah, but
I was right there like, man, either they're going to just let themselves go and lose or they're doing it for show. I personally feel like they did it for show.
Did what? Lost
those games.
You thought they lost on purpose?
Yeah.
No. I think it's more impressive because Steve Kerr, their coach, wanted to win 16 games in a row.
I know yeah, that's true. But Westbrook, I know, didn't stop. That's for sure.
Westbrook, Westbrook always plays with the motor like that. Like, when you see him on the court, sometimes you see him out-hop those 7-foot defenders, 7-foot footers, like the centers. He'll hop for a rebound, and you're just like, man, that guy's energy is crazy. Like, he's nonstop go, which I love. I think it's awesome. I think he's got, but I was totally behind him. I saw this picture, and I was like, hey, don't let the legend die. They had a legendary season, historic season. So if there was going to be a team that could make it all the way, it was going to be Golden State. Come back from that 3-1.
They're so on fire. They're not going to not go.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the Cavs, though.
Well, the Cavs, they're on the East, so no one cares because it was easy for them. They kind of blew through everything. They only lost 2 games to Toronto the whole playoffs. So they've been resting in Miami for, I don't know how long. Not Miami, sorry, Cleveland.
So it's going to be a repeat, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a repeat, so let's hope this goes better for the Warriors. And
what is your prediction?
Well, my prediction is I give it to the Warriors in 5. In 5 games. I probably should, because the Cavs play really good. The Cavs play real fast ball, so I think they're going to lose that first game. The Warriors going to lose that first game, but Steve Kerr is a really good coach. And just how he adjusted his team last year to come back and win, I think he'll do the same thing. Like he knows how to use his team, because Harrison Barnes didn't start that last game, or the game against that last game against
Yeah. I didn't see him.
He's usually a starter. I mean, he played 27 minutes. He came in and did his thing, but he didn't start. They started Iguodala. So it was like that. It's the little switches like that for Kerr to be like, and for his team to have confidence in him like that, to let him take him out.
I give props to Toronto for sticking.
Oh
in
yeah,
there,
that was their first time to a final,
holding it down the way they did.
For real.
I'm not gonna lie, Biombo was a beast for a little bit.
Yeah, he was. He was excited. He was coming in there.
Every time he did something.
He looked like he was having fun out there.
Yeah.
But back to this week's topic. This week, I remember last week I made a bold prediction that we would talk about murder.
Murder.
Yeah, I gotta do your best murder voice.
You have to do it. Murder.
Murder. Okay, I'm gonna do it for Robbie.
I'm that quiet.
No, I'm gonna do it for Robbie. Murder.
The fact that both of you guys really did it the same way.
Yeah, that was
Maybe that's
Robbie.
how I would do it.
That is how you would do it. But so I was trying to figure out, like, I didn't know how I was gonna go about it. So I got a couple stories, interesting murders. Learned a couple little things about some serial killers. But I kind of wanted to just start into it and ask everyone, how would you murder somebody? Like, everyone, you've never thought about your perfect murder?
Yep.
How does your perfect murder go?
Taz?
Shoot. I'd build a house over it. Like,
Can you build a house?
I would figure it out.
Over a body?
Yeah.
So you would bury a body under your house?
Yeah. And then it decomposes and poof.
It doesn't. Bodies take a long time to decompose. You know
Well,
that,
there'll
right?
be a house.
But
so would you want to have the house built? Excuse me. Would you want to have the house built beforehand or after?
After I kill him? After.
No, like, yeah, you're gonna kill them, then build the house.
Okay, but keep in mind, I don't mean to break your murder dreams, but
Oh, I never had a dream about murder. I've had
I
other.
don't mean to break your murder hopes. Your dreams.
But
know.
if you were to build a house on top of a body that's been buried, they have to. They have to build a foundation first, and that cement goes really far down, so your body would be.
I'd throw it to China.
Throw it
Just
to
Throw
China.
it to China.
I'm like, your problem now.
Take
No,
the
I
wheel,
don't know.
China.
I don't
Ship
Take the wheel.
ship it to China.
in pieces. Ew.
Yeah, go.
I just disgusted myself. No, they would check it.
So how would your murder go?
I don't know. I never really thought about that.
You have thought about
I mean,
it.
I have, but it was just like past moments.
Oh, so yours was never like, I'm
I
gonna get
wasn't
away
like
with
never
this.
in depth of like I would do this and then I would do this and then I would just get rid of it like this. Now I'd be like, oh, that's it. Like if I watch CSI, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's actually a really cool way to kill him. Like
If I'm that far off in my head and mental, I would capture the person when they least expect it and when they're away from their normal day lives. So say if they're on vacation or something.
Oh, that would be really like this on vacation.
And knowing that I'm going to murder somebody, I might as well torture them before I murder them.
Interesting.
Oh,
So I do that first.
That's how some people feel like. Some people feel like you might as well torture them.
And I'll do it in a different way.
But I mean, you'd have to be able to keep them captive. Do you
Well,
think
that's what I'm saying. That's
part of your plan is to prepare for that captivity?
wherever they're at is where I'm going to keep them.
I would.
That's where where I would do the
You're
murder,
to
because people would think they're still on vacation or they're
Ah.
off doing something somewhere. It's going to take
So
them
they
a
won't
little
miss
extra
them for a
time.
little bit. Yeah.
Right, and right before I kill them, I'm going to have them call everybody and tell them I'm not going to be home for another few more days. It was more
Why? Have a couple more days of
gives
torture.
me time. No, kill them that day. Gives me time to run. I'm dead serious. I torture them first, and then put them in a barrel of acid.
Oh, that
I
is
feel like that's been done before, though.
well, of
like
course,
a lot.
Everything's been done before. I guarantee
That's
you, everything's been done before.
I would.
That's evil
There's no
now.
new way to dispose of a body.
Gosh,
I
forgive
don't
me
know.
for my thoughts.
Well, I mean, I just want to know why torture.
Please, I don't know. Like,
So this
Because
is,
obviously, if I'm killing somebody,
so your murder is
for a
anger at
reason.
them. Yours is just some anger at them.
that would be the only reason why I would kill somebody.
I guess you're right. But I mean, torture. Let's say the thing about that they say about torture is torture is personal. Torture, don't.
Psychological.
I mean,
too.
yeah, it means you're psychologically. You have you do it for controlling reasons and different stuff
Or
like that.
pleasure. Some people kill for pleasure. Some people torture for pleasure. They just
Well, yeah,
like to
yeah.
see somebody just.
That's what I'm saying, but that's like very psychological. Some people, Taz was obviously a crime of passion because she didn't think it very well. She didn't think it through very well.
well, you know, if somebody's on your property and they go after you, you can kill them in self-defense.
That's only in Florida.
Well, I would go to Florida. I would take that person along with me.
My perfect murder, as I have thought it out. There's a
That's
large
terrifying.
percentage.
I married this man.
A large percent. No. The large percent of crimes that are not solved are random. So it'd have to be a random person. No one that's connected to me. No one did have to connect to me. Right. 2, the best way to get rid of a murder is to have no accomplices. So you gotta have 0 accomplices. It has to be just me, and I can't tell anyone ever.
That was for mine too.
That would
That's
eat
good.
you
That is
alive.
Huh?
That would eat you alive.
No, I just make a joke about it with someone one day. I'd be like, "Oh, dude, I killed this guy, buried him. I burned his body to ashes, and then dispersed those ashes into the sea, or I slowly fed those ashes to a cat. Something crazy. I don't know.
Ew.
What is it? Pigs eat everything.
Pigs eat bone.
Pigs eat bone. But
That's what I was thinking. Like, if I would have killed somebody, I would have like a pit of pigs, and then I would just feed him to the pigs.
Swine murder. Huh?
I just
Swine
mix it in.
murder.
If you
The
mix
swine murder
it into
case.
some cement or something,
Some what?
the ashes, mix it into some cement.
Cement.
What did I say?
Cement.
Do I say that wrong?
Cement.
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 What is it? How do you cement? Cement. 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 How do you say it? I can't keep saying. The more you say it, the more wrong it sounds. Cement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So cement.
That's cement.
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 Why is it so hard?
I'm not saying it right. Am I saying it right?
Yes, but you look like you're struggling.
Well, after you say it the first time, you're like, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. It doesn't matter. So I would definitely encase that. So I think out of the probability of the one who's going to most likely get away with it, I think it would be me. 'Cause I'm not keeping somebody for a couple of days. So that's where you went wrong. Tasman
Wait, how
barely
did I
thought
go
it was-
wrong?
You kept them a little bit. So
But watch the day I
I mean,
snap.
like, okay,
There'd be no evidence though.
so to torture somebody, you would need tools, right?
Not necessarily.
Ooh, what? You try to psychologize, make them watch videos, home videos of puppies
You never know.
getting
Puppies.
kicked,
No, waterboard.
waterboarding someone. That's serious.
You can kill somebody with that.
I feel like if you torture somebody, there's gonna be evidence, though.
Not really.
Not if it's biodegradable.
Well, I mean, what if you're not gonna buy
Stuff an apple
utensils?
down his throat.
You're not gonna buy utensils. You're just gonna use your bare hand or like kitchen utensils or something. And
Not even kitchen, because kitchen utensils can be found.
But I mean, you're
Unless you soak it all in like
you're also going after somebody you know.
You don't know that.
Well, you said you know that they're on vacation.
What if they like bumped into
How do
your
you know?
I
shoulder?
can just randomly pick somebody and study them until the time
Oh, that's
comes.
creepy.
That is creepy. Robbie might actually get away with this.
Is that why
You're
you're
gonna
always over here?
Stalk somebody. You think no one will notice that you're stalking them?
Now if you know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it. Tasman, there's something you gotta tell me?
Well,
No, you'd be caught too quickly. It's okay.
I'm just saying, you said what would be your perfect murder. That's
To you, that's perfect.
why not?
To you, there's no holes in there. in your plot.
I'm pretty sure there is. It'll be a little bit more thinking out to do, maybe.
Yeah, of course. I know you didn't think.
You want to see my blueprint?
You have a blueprint?
What the heck?
Do
you really?
See your face?
I did see her face.
No, you didn't. I was this way.
I could see it. I could see the side.
I was like,
yeah.
You actually took the time to plan out a blueprint.
Like a blueprint of, that's more than that's at that point
At
you're like,
that point,
we have to
need
stop
therapy.
this podcast. Just save this for when she's on trial. Pay it back, get all the vote, get all those views.
We'll post her trial on YouTube.
Her trial. Okay, and then there's another thing is talking about crime shows. Do you guys like crime shows? No?
I
Never.
grew up.
I'm actually watching Gotham right now, though, which
Gotham's
is crime,
good. Gotham's good.
but
No, I grew up watching those crime shows.
Like what?
Like CSI Miami and there's a couple more, but mostly CSI Miami, which was really
CSI
weird
Miami's
because it
terrible.
was like super like cheesy.
The CSIs are bad police work. I was talking about like real policing shows.
Oh yeah.
You ever
like
seen
the
those?
first
Like
48?
cops?
Yeah, like
we
the
watched
first
that at
48.
work.
Yeah,
First 48,
There's
yeah.
like there's a detective one I keep forgetting the name of that just started coming on. My dad's like, "Oh, I see those detectives all the time." I'm like, "I'm glad you see you see the detectives in a cop show." Anyway, or like the Forensic Files or like Cold Case.
Brooklyn
I like
Nine-Nine.
the cold case files because those were never solved.
Those are scary to me though.
Those. Oh
They're
yeah.
like massive types of murder. Like people, they get away with it.
Yeah.
It's not-
Sometimes
it
they
can never be
don't.
solved.
Sometimes they don't.
Well, sometimes there's stuff that can be retested. Like
Those actual shows that are like documentaries too.
you need to charge it, Robbie. This
That's
charge
so
over here.
great.
That charge over here.
Taz said I couldn't use it.
I mean, you can.
You can use the bottom one, not
Can
the
this
computer
be-
one.
Never mind.
My bad.
Ooh, now it's dark in here. Yeah, you're supposed to put that on.
I
silent.
totally forgot it was on.
You're the worst guy in the first.
I know.
We have a lot of technical difficulties in this podcast.
I'm just trying to charge your phone.
My
Just plug it
bad.
in the
Here,
hole.
just give me it. I'll plug it in
Just
for
the
you.
light can't
That's
be on.
what she said.
Now our mood lighting is gone.
That's what I'm saying. That's,
Well, I mean, why didn't you charge it earlier?
I did, but
It's 1%. Her phone is 1%, guys.
That's survivable level.
Woo.
But regarding those crime shows, you watch a lot of those or no?
we put them on at work.
Forensic Files. I loved Forensic Files.
That's what I was just talking about.
No, you were talking about those cold caves.
All
no,
of
I was talking about all of them,
in
the
general.
crime shows.
Oh, I love Forensic Files. I don't know
What
why.
was that
It
one
just-
about?
It was about all these guys who murdered for absolutely no reason or reasons. And then they couldn't figure out till like years later.
That's what murder mostly is.
Yeah, well,
You murder for reasons or
then
no reason.
the reason why they're making that show is because it's like they get the whole story out of those people, and then they share it with everybody.
I don't
It's
think that's
weird.
the right show.
Forensic Files.
Yeah, I think Forensic Files is the one about where forensic solved the case.
Yeah, it's a cop show.
Yeah, the
No,
show
these-
you're
no,
thinking
no,
of is
these
not
are-
called
these are
Forensic
real-
Files.
These are real people, real.
Yes, that's what I'm
cases.
talking about.
Oh.
This-
Yeah,
that's the show.
No, I know that show's not called Forensic Files. We were watching it, remember, on A&E, where they find them after they killed them, and they talk to them about what they did. Forensic Files is the show about how the forensic solved the case.
I'll have to look at it again, but I think it is Forensic Files because I remember watching it all the time.
Yeah, doesn't it make sense that Forensic Files is the show about forensic solving the file?
I don't know. I just know what it's
Do
called.
you know what
so-
forensic means?
No.
Okay. Forensics is like when they test blood or like someone spit or do that. Can you test spit for DNA? Yeah, where they like test saliva and stuff.
It's like a mixture of both, though, because it has.
Well, I remember that show you're talking about. Remember we watched some of it on Netflix. There's a little bit of it
There's
on
that,
Netflix.
and then we watched it with my mom too. When you were over at our house after like my 600-pound life.
Oh,
used to be
God,
on
yeah.
all the time.
I don't remember. I used to old people like watching that show. I remember Taryn, my buddy Taryn's stepdad, ex-stepdad, however that goes, used to watch those shows like all the time. And
They're interesting though. They're like, why? How they build up like how they solved the case,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get the whole story from the guy.
Not always.
Not always, no, but they build up how they solve it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool because I'm like, oh, it's so awesome. I don't know. I never had the urge to kill anybody though, so I never really planned out my murder. I'm just
I don't know.
like,
Some of that stuff, I'm like, that's a little bit. That's a little bit like, you know, that's not necessarily on the up and up. There's no way to prove any of that
until they find the guy and they get it out of him in confession.
But yeah, some of those like I'm saying, those confessions though, some of those confessions are questionable.
What about that case you found on Netflix?
I think some confessions are just confessed because they probably have something over there.
There is a large percentage of confessions that occur because, you know, under duress, or people confess to committing a crime so they can get a lighter sentence.
What about that wasn't it like a show on Netflix that you were watching for the longest time?
Making a Murderer.
No,
I heard about that one. Is that
was
it?
Good?
Yeah, it was super. It's super good.
He watched it for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, you have to watch it if you care anything about murder.
No,
it was so frustrating. I had to stop watching it.
If you care, but like it was very like the case is very suspect. So if you like things like that, it was very suspect.
Oh, that's blinding.
It's blinding.
It was very suspect what was happening.
That works.
The Stephen Avery's was at first. I think the important part of the case that people forget is that he was first convicted for a rape that he didn't do, and he claimed.
Who was it?
Stephen Avery, some guy in Wisconsin. I urge everyone to watch it, but I'm just going to do a brief overview. I'm not going to get into the details. It's up to you to watch it. I don't want to ruin it either for you. But he was convicted of a rape that he didn't commit, and they found the other guy who confessed the rape, and he got set free. So he was suing the county for putting him in jail unjustly. And then come to find out that later that these cops knew that they had suspicion. Like some guy called the police station. I say, I have some guy in here who's saying he committed a rape at this time, and I think the guy's in jail. And the cops saying, okay, and then not doing anything about it.
Oh wow!
Like proof, like they have a voice call of that. And it's like very...
I like how there's like shows and stuff like that reenact actual like murders, kind of like the OJ case.
Yeah, the OJ. Yeah. Did you ever see that one?
I was supposed to watch the whole thing, but I watched parts of it. But it was really good.
Which parts of it did you see? Did you think Cuba did a good OJ?
Yeah.
Cuba did a good OJ. Did they do the white Bronco part?
I underestimated him when I seen the name on the title, but then when I watched the beginning, the middle, and the end, but I didn't watch anything else in between. But it was really good.
Interesting about that, Johnny Cochran's actually one of my great cousins.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
my god, that's interesting.
It's kind of...
Is it what?
I don't know.
Suspect? Is it suspect? I'm never going to be in a... You can't defend me in a crime, so it's not a suspect.
So don't kill anybody.
I don't plan to kill anybody.
Perfect murder.
Well, no murder is perfect, but I just know nobody else would be able to tell on me. They'd be like, he was. Well, actually, you know what?
He killed somebody.
I have interesting. I want to get you guys' actual opinion on. Okay. But again, urge everyone to watch Making a Murderer. There's another podcast, the season 1 of Serial. Serial, it's oh my god, amazing podcast. But what they did their first season was about this kid who was convicted for a crime. And so what they did is kind of go over all the details of the case. And it was interesting because she was like, I want to make sure I remain unbiased. So she showed both she showed everything about the case so you can decide for yourself whether you think he did it or didn't do it. But the reason why this case is so interesting is because the one guy, like, it was his ex-girlfriend, and they claimed that he killed her, and he got put in prison for life because he hit this guy. He's claiming he told everything he did. He said he can't remember what he did because it was a normal day for him. Mm-hmm. It was uneventful for him to do it. It was uneventful for anything. But this other guy, Jay, is claiming, who testified against him, said that he told him that he killed her, showed him the body, and then helped him bury it. And the other guy's like, I didn't, why would I do that? We're barely friends. Like, why would I show him that I killed somebody? Why would I
see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he the only reason why he knew this guy, like, was because he was dating one of his friends. So Jay was in high school.
Kind of like I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows me.
Yeah, so it would be like so it'd be like if somebody like me and Taz weren't dating. Let's see, who are your friends that I wouldn't be friends with? Say Jesse.
Why?
We'll just use a name Jesse. Like, okay. Nobody know name Jesse. But say there's a guy named Jesse that you're dating, and we're friends. Say there's a guy named Jesse and you're dating, we're friends. And I would say
no pun intended.
No, and I would go, yo, Jesse, you know, you need to get. I need you to get her. You know, you should get her a present. So they went to the mall together, and then he came back to school and he let him take his car. And so there's a whole period of time where dude says after school he went to the library and then went to track practice and blah blah blah. He said it was a completely normal day. It was uneventful. And so talking to him and the other guy's story is like some parts of his story lines up, but other parts of his story does not line up. That's the reason why. So it's like there's no actual answer right now.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. Like, one of the main things they used to give him was the guy's testimony against him, who they're both because it could go either way. One of them is lying and one of them's not lying. And they tried to talk to the one guy, Jay, about his story, and he said if he didn't kill him, who did? Like, that was the only thing, because they kind of bum rushed him because they knew he wouldn't accept their interview, because they're kind of like, what do we think he's innocent? Do you? Like, type of deal. And then one of the other things that convicted him was his cell phone records, which learning now, cell phone records are very inaccurate.
Why?
Because they don't show exactly where you are. Like when they try to triangulate you, they just show what towers you're connected to, so they can. That's why they say triangulate.
Oh yeah.
Because say there's a tower across the street. Yeah, there's a tower, and then it would say, okay, he's in this range of this tower, this range of this tower.
But the best thing they can do is just look.
Yeah, look at that for location. So they couldn't really. So they did find a couple, calls that were made, and the guy let him, which was very stupid. Like he admits it now. He's like, I wish. He's like, if I could go back. He's like, he let some guy barely knew borrow his car. He let some guy he knew borrow his cell phone.
Oh,
so there's a whole bunch of. So while that kid's in school, there's a bunch of stuff that Jay can't account for in his day. So I don't think, and so it's so weird too because there's no suspicion thrown on Jay to kill her because it's like Jay didn't know her and he had no reason to kill her. So it's not like he's lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not like he's lying because he killed her
to make it seem like he did do it.
Yeah, and so it's like it's weird. And I'm thinking there's somebody else who did it that he's covering for.
Oh,
is what I'm thinking. That's the only thing I can think of because I'm like, why?
Wait, is this a show?
It's a podcast, so it's basically a show. It is basically a show. Like the hour a week, it was 12 episodes where they covered different facts about the case. It was crazy good.
That's
definitely you should check it out on Serial. I don't want to ruin everything for you. I just want to say very suspicious. So
as everything's ruined.
My question I would just say for you guys. My question I would say for you is, how would you feel if you adamantly are saying you didn't commit a crime, and people are saying, "Oh, she's such a nice." No, I know her. Like I know her. Like even after committing the crime, they're like I know her. She's really nice. Like she would never kill anybody. But somebody is claiming that they showed me the body, and they told me they killed her, and they planned it methodically. I think that's one of the parts that hurts him the most, because I said he told me that he was going to kill her, and then I got to pick him up. So he got first degree murder.
Dang.
Because it was like it showed that he planned it. Because first degree is actually that's another thing we can talk about on the podcast about murder. Do you guys know the difference between first degree, second degree, third degree?
I was reading about it a few months ago.
Yeah, me too.
But it's short-term memory, so I don't really remember.
Okay, well, third degree
I slightly remember.
Third degree is the least severe. So third degree, yeah, pull it up just to see and let's confirm and read them all. Third degree, if I remember, third degree is basically crime of passion. Or no, that's sorry, that's a manslaughter. Manslaughter is you killed somebody, but you didn't mean to. Like you didn't plan to kill somebody or murder anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it just happened. Like manslaughter would be like if you were driving a car,
it's murder,
and you crash into another car. You crash into another car. It's manslaughter. Unless you were like drinking or something, then it would be murder. But manslaughter is like if you crash into a car, but somebody didn't have a seatbelt on.
Why does manslaughter sound way worse than
It
murder?
does sound, because it sounds like you just, like, you got a knife.
You demolish him.
And, like, cut somebody to pieces. Manslaughter sounds way worse. Manslaughter is actually the least offensive.
Manslaughter.
And then third-degree murder. Actually, no, I can't remember. There was actually some analogies on the website. Let me search. What are you searching on? Here, Taz, talk while I look it up.
Shoot, I don't know what to talk about.
We're talking about murder. So what do you know about murder?
Murder is when you kill somebody. I thought that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see.
I'm trying to get it so that we can tell people. So you got to learn
The first degree, the second degree, and the third degree.
Okay, so we got first degree murder. Any intentional murder that is willful and premeditated with malice and forethought.
Premeditated is what I was looking for.
Felony murder is typical first degree. So first degree murder is basically if you, it says malice and forethought means you hate that person and you think about how you're going to murder them and how you're going to get away with it and all. Like that's like taking like when you plan it out.
Right.
So like Robbie stalking that guy, first degree murder.
Her blueprints,
first
degree murder.
First degree murder. Second degree is any intentional murder with malice or forethought, but is not premeditated or planned in advance. So if I was like, ooh, I'm a killer, I'm gonna kill Tasman, and then I go home and I punch her in the face a bunch of times and I kill her. Like I didn't think about how I was gonna kill her or how was I gonna try to get away with it. I kind of just killed her.
Killed.
So forethought. The important thing is there is forethought. So you didn't pre-think about it. It is intentional murder and malice, but it was not premeditated or you didn't plan it in advance. So if you don't plan in advance to kill someone, it's not. And then you have voluntary manslaughter, which is also referred to as third-degree murder. So I was right. It's sometimes called a crime of passion.
There's involuntary manslaughter too.
What do you want to read? What involuntary? A killing that. Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It says a killing that stems from a lack of intention or cause death, but involving an intentional or neglect act leading to his death. Yeah. So a drunk driving related death.
Describe the level of negligence.
Yes. It says or vehicle homicide, causing death by dangerous driving, gross negligence, manslaughter, or causing death by criminal negligence. So like if you let your kid have a gun. If your kid shoots himself, you can be called for involuntary. You can be held for involuntary manslaughter, so you be charged for that.
Ooh, that's scary.
So yeah, but I mean, there's like I think that's actually very.
But what if felony murder too?
What if your kid finds the gun and shoots himself on accident? You didn't involuntarily give it to him.
It's involuntary then.
Okay.
It's your gun. It's negligence, so it's also.
So would that be a felony murder? Because the felony murder says the murder isn't necessarily planned out or intended.
So what makes a felony murder is if the felony was being committed during it. So felony murder is like
the consequence of the other.
It's like a federal. It's a federal law that's being broken.
This is even a death that is an accident.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my spot. Oh, will be considered a felony murder by most states if it happens. Okay, well, being felony committed.
Yeah, so felony is federal. So, like, in some states, they might allow you to, like, you generally can't kill anyone. So, say in your states there's an open carry law. So, you're registered for open carry. Or say you have a gun, but it's not registered. That could be considered a felony because it's possession of a firearm that's not registered. That could be considered a felony murder. It's just a stronger. Like I said, they do a very good job about. That's why you have to prove a lot of this stuff. You have to prove. That's why first degree murder is very hard to prove. You have to prove malice and forethought. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's kind of easy though. Like,
sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, because you don't know what they've been thinking.
But it's funny because some like. They tried to do that like Stephen Avery. They were trying to prove that he killed him. And it was, you know what, the thing that angered me about the Stephen Avery thing, I gotta go back to that. It was the fact that the jury was so manipulated so horribly. Like, they interviewed his mentally retarded cousin.
Yeah, oh my god, this
poor
is where I had
little
to
kid,
stop watching.
poor little kid. He was like 16, but you could obviously, like, he
was
understand what he was talking about. He was very slow.
He was really slow, so he didn't really understand what he was... Yeah, like you said, understand what he was talking about. So he was just answering the questions that they were asking. Like, they would ask, did he shoot her? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, or did he stab her? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They would, like, put it in his brain, like, he was admitting that he was making... Those
they kind of tricked him.
They tricked him, yeah. But instead,
the truth that's a lie, just to try to get him,
So they know what happened, but they were making him say what happened.
It was terrible.
Because
here, let me. You didn't see it. Let me tell you what happened.
I did see it. I was sitting there next to you.
I was gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And you stole my thunder.
I'm sorry.
Stole my thunder.
She kind of stole my thunder.
Take the lightning.
It's okay. He's been talking this whole podcast.
That's what I do. I'm the host, though.
I know. But that's okay.
Okay, continue.
No, it's okay. No,
did I ruin it for you?
Yes, you did. My thunder's now dried up.
You can't dry thunder. Can't dry thunder.
My storm is now dried up.
But yeah, basically, like they said, the thing is that sucks is they basically convinced him to admit to being an accomplice to the murder. Because they said, like, oh, how do you know all this? Oh, because I helped him. Did you help? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they convinced him to admit that he was a part of the murder. And then, furthermore, from that, after he admitted that he was a part of the murder, he was like, just to show how slow he was like, oh, what time do I get to go home? I was trying to make it home for wrestling.
Aww.
Which was like, oh, man. Like, he didn't even realize what he admitted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
they kept him in jail for a very long time. And then, once his case was proven, like, they video... Like, they had a really good documentation of this. They videotaped him in a interrogation with a police officer. We know the first time. Without his mother there. He's a minor without his mother. Already bad situation there. There's another time where afterwards he admitted his mom could tell him, did you do this? Like, did you do this? And he'd be like, no, I didn't. Then why'd you say that? I don't know. You know I did. Do you need to tell them the truth? So he'd tell the judge, I didn't do it. Or he'd tell different people, I didn't do it. And so then they finally, like, they put him in a room with this interrogator, like, and I don't know if he was an interrogator or like a attorney, and said, hey, did you do, what happened? So he wrote down this long story about how he was not there, all the stuff that he didn't see it happen, blah, blah, blah. And the guy said, is this really what happened? He said, yes. And he said, no, is this really what happened? And he said, yes, this is what really happened. He's like, so you weren't there? No. So you didn't see it happen? No. Why'd you tell the police that? I don't know. He's like, because it's a lie. And so they basically he wrote down twice that he was not there, but they put so much pressure on him that he went back to his other story. Because they weren't, the guy kept him in there for like hours.
Because he
to
felt
force
like
him.
He gave them something that they wanted to
So
hear.
he wanted to get done with it. Like he kept him in there. It was like 5-hour interview, like telling him that he was lying. He kept going, no, I'm not lying. He's like, you're lying now. I was lying the first time. No, you're lying now. Like, it was like, and if you can watch it, like, you can watch that part. Like, that's the part to me. It's like seeing all this evidence. Like, man, I don't understand. Like, like, it was confusing, and I pity the jury. You know what I'm saying? Like, the jury, they got tricked so bad because then later on he got proved, like, you know, that he was not a part of it. You know, and during their whole case of Stephen, they kept saying, oh, Stephen committed this murder. Like, he's a one-man crime.
Like the bad guy, yeah.
At the same time, they said his cousin's proven this, but then they said only one man could commit this murder. He didn't need help. He did this. He kept it all a secret, blah, blah, blah. Yet they had his cousin on trial for helping him with the murder. And it was like, come on, guys. Like,
so his cousin didn't plead for him?
His cousin did. His cousin kept trying to take his story back because he was in jail as long. You know what I'm saying? 16-year-old went into prison at juvie. And
so did they prove that something was wrong with this kid?
Yeah, they did. They did multiple tests, and it was funny because his first attorney basically just was trying to make plea deals and stuff like that. Was trying to get off of him, and so then his mom, like, I feel in his mom too, because she could only do so much at first. Because first off, they interrogated him without her. And then the second time, it was like, his mom would be like, okay, tell the truth. So he'd tell the truth. And because she couldn't be there when he was talking to him the second time, like, when he talked to his lawyer, sometimes they wouldn't let him be there. and they were trying to get one of her.
That's kind of
like they were trying to get one of his
was
attorneys
very
thrown
jacked
off the
up.
case because his attorney kept trying to make deals instead of prove that he was innocent. And so his mom was like, "We need him off the case." And so the judge goes, "Do you want him off the?" Like the judge, for some reason, was like, "Don't ask mom. Nobody say anything. I want to hear from you. Why do you think he shouldn't be on the case?" So this kid's just like, because he keeps thinking he thinks I did it. You know, like it's like, oh my goodness.
That's not.
He doesn't
fair.
know how to stand up for himself. And
It
I'm
was
like,
very frustrating.
and then the jury totally took advantage of that.
Yeah,
They had
of course.
picked on
Judging
him.
They
everybody.
totally picked on him. The poor guy went to jail for something he was so confused about.
He
Like,
didn't even, yeah.
Wow.
He was
Even
so
Stephen Avery, like,
confused.
yeah, he was clearly like that's like Stephen, like they when they were in school, like they both tested very low on the intelligence scale, but this guy had an even lower scale. And when you talk to him, you could be like, oh, I can see how
He was really slow.
Everyone gets it.
I felt so bad. Like I didn't even know how to
He
feel. I
didn't
had to
get it.
stop watching at that point.
It was heartbreaking.
And then Armani, every time he would watch an episode,
But how do you guys thinking about murder? What?
you totally interrupted me,
I'm
you
sorry,
turd.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I
I'm
was
sorry.
in the middle of a conversation.
I'll get better.
No.
You mean a sentence?
No, I was actually talking to you guys, but
No, I know, but you were in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Great, go.
War
I'm
story,
sorry.
but
I
I'm
apologize.
done now.
You're done now. I'm
I'm
sorry.
done now.
I'm sorry. Sometimes
okay.
people talk over people.
Yeah, but you don't change the whole subject.
Well, I was going to ask a question regarding that. How do you guys feel about the jury system? Have you had to serve on a jury?
No,
I haven't had to serve on a jury either. But how do you feel about the jury system?
I think it's like everything else is kind of just probably it's man, so it's probably like jacked up.
Well, of course it's jacked up, but do you think that's the fairest way they can do to solve crime to decide if someone is guilty or not guilty?
I guess because it's like a third party.
No, because they don't know that person at the same time.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
even-
That's why it's
I
more
know
fair.
that's the purpose of it, but
That's why it's fairer.
I
But
feel like
who-
it's fair because then you have the people who do know you can stand up. Like I know
Yeah.
this person, and I know he wouldn't do that, and then they have the jury who can also decide. But so it's like a I think it's a good way to do it. I just think it's it's man, so obviously
I
it's
think
still
just there's just like a lot of biased people out there. What's the chances
Well, this is the
of
thing.
that? And
Well, I mean, like you're right. There are definitely a lot of biased people, but each like the way they select the jury is each attorney gets the chance to veto and to select an attorney, or to select someone to be on the jury.
yeah.
So if it's a big case, they can say, okay, no, this person has some biases. Well, that's why they kind of ask you questions. So you could be like, oh, I believe that we have the right to bear guns. If it's a gun case, someone might say, okay, yeah, you can come on. Or someone will be like, no, we don't want that person to be on this jury because your viewpoint is biased. They try to get the least biased people.
right, but then your attitude can change once you start seeing the case unfold.
Well, exactly, but that's exactly why it's fair because, think about it, sometimes I know I was watching the movies. I don't know how true this is, but I know they were asking, do you read the news? Do you follow the news? And so someone could say no or yes. Because someone's case, someone may be in the news all the time before their case, and so they ask me, well, do you read the news? And someone will be like, no, I don't really follow that stuff. Do you know who this person is? Oh, no, I don't. Because if you've already heard the case, you kind of already formed an opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, Casey Anthony. Like, there was a big thing
yeah.
about her. Like, I think it was like 2 years before she even went to trial. And sometimes the cases will even, the courts will even try to petition the judge to move that case out of the state or out of the county because people already know that person and people are kind of biased because they know the story, like local news. But if you go 2 counties over, people are like, oh yeah, I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like the case with Adrian Peterson. Say he would have went to trial, they'd ask people, do you watch sports? And I'm sure that the prosecutor would be like, anyone that likes sports, don't talk to them because they're going to think Adrian Peterson is a great guy because he's Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. So they're like, oh, do you feel the cops are unfair? Questions like that. Because someone would say, oh, no, I think cops mostly get it right. Someone might say, yeah, we want that person on this jury. Or someone would be like, no, we don't want a person to only believe what the cops say. Like, it's definitely, but I think out of all the ways to do it, to get a group of random people to come into, to select whether someone
I was
did it
about
or
to say
not.
you're summoned, aren't you?
Yeah, you are something. That's why it's random.
Oh, okay.
It's not like, oh, we want this specific group of people. They're like random people in the county. Which is kind of sucks for all us who
Yeah,
do
'cause
commit
as soon as
murders.
we get that letter, we're like,
Or we weren't a part of the murder, but
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the best way to...
It is.
to go.
I believe it's the best
a
way.
lot, yeah, and a lot of it's like the police officers and stuff. Like
Well,
if they,
even police can be completely corrupt.
That's what I'm saying. They're corrupt, so if they don't collect enough evidence, that's not the jury's fault.
True. So that's what makes it fair. It's not just up to the police or the
Mostly up
judge,
to the police.
but it's also up to the jury too.
Police to get the right person.
Yeah.
Oh, but looks like we're at 45 minutes here. We have a couple questions we'd like to go over and ask. Get our group back to the motivation. Right. We got some questions sent to us last week. One of them, I like this one. What is your morning routine? Sent to us by
Why you
No
laugh?
Future Clothing.
Sent by who?
No Future Clothing. Check them
No
out.
Future.
BigCartel.com. No Future Clothing.
No Future Clothing.
Yeah, give them a shout. They got some stuff. They're working on more stuff, but just like with anything,
Yeah.
got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
What is your morning routine?
My morning routine.
Start from the beginning. If you have times, that'll
I
help
wake
too.
up. I turn off one alarm.
Uh-oh.
And I go back to sleep.
Uh-oh.
And I turn off another alarm.
Uh-oh.
I go through about 4 alarms.
4 alarms? Wow.
So do you.
No, I don't.
4
I
or
have
5,
3.
4 or 5, depending on how early I gotta get up.
Well, that's on purpose.
Then my last alarm I put on snooze. My snooze is about 8 minutes. And then right when that snooze gets up, I probably take another 5 minutes. This is like my routine.
Wow.
And then finally I get up, I use the restroom, and then I throw cold water on my face, and then, because I take a shower at night, so I get up and I just get ready. And I start with my face, and, I take my dogs out first, before all that. Take my dogs out, then I do all that, and I get ready. Then I start with my, brush my teeth, and then I start with, my makeup.
Oh, nice. Sir. Wait, do you take a shower in the morning? I missed that part.
No, she takes a shower at night.
Shower at
Yeah.
night person. See, those
Yeah.
people are getting
Sometimes I take it in the morning, depending on how tired I am at night.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I take both. But then halfway through my makeup, I go bring my dogs back in so they can eat before I leave to work. And then I finish my makeup, but I start my hair in the middle of that too. So then when I'm done with my makeup, I'm almost done with my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then in between my hair and the last bit of my makeup, I go get dressed. So then once everything all comes together, I'm done. And then I let my dog sleep for a little bit. If I have time, I get lunch. I get my lunch together and everything. If I have time, and then I let my dogs out, and then I go to work.
Oh, get up and go to work.
But the beginning of all that, I do a little spiritual reading, and then I blast my music.
Uh-oh.
Blast my music, and then I start my day. Then I throw that water on my face. But yeah, that's my morning routine.
How about you, Tasman? What's your morning routine?
I get up almost exactly at 3 o'clock in the morning every morning to use the bathroom.
That's
That's
true.
like the time I'm going to bed.
I don't know if that counts as a morning routine, but she does get up
But
exactly that
That's the
time.
morning. That's
It is the morning, and she
That
goes
counts.
back to sleep like 8 times. So I mean,
Yeah.
technically, it's still like
Okay, we'll count
But I
that.
apologize this morning, Chaz, because my phone was on silent,
no, it's
which I
totally
did not
fine.
know.
I was like almost slightly hoping that it wasn't gonna happen.
She calls me, Robin, get up. I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry.
No, she was like, "Hello."
No.
I was like, "Good morning."
I swear, when I answer the phone, I don't sound like I was asleep.
You know, you really do.
Okay.
Anyway, so I get up almost exactly at 3 o'clock every morning to use the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and then an hour later, Armani's first
Are
alarm
you
goes
trying to
off.
poop or are you trying to pee?
Pee.
Brain gotta poop. Okay. So, you gotta poop. Oh,
No,
sorry, you don't wake up to poop?
no.
Morning poops are the best. Oh my goodness. The best way to start your day is with a poop.
Okay.
Every weekend I start with poop. Anyway, go ahead.
I use the bathroom and then I go back to bed, and then around like 4:30 your first alarm goes off. And I slightly and then I go back to sleep. and then his second alarm goes off, and then I go back to sleep.
We're talking about morning routines.
That's what
This
I'm
is
saying.
her morning routine.
This is my
It's
morning
to wake
routine.
It's to wake up.
This is what I go through every morning with you.
Okay.
And then his third alarm goes off. He shuts it off, gets up,
Actually,
and
don't
turns
have. I
on
have
the light.
one alarm
Now?
that I snooze.
Because that's still probably the
Oh,
only alarm
sorry.
here.
I have a
It's
10-minute
his snooze alarm,
10-minute
apparently.
snooze.
And then he gets up, shut on the light, and then I get up. Well, actually, I lay in bed and check my phone for like 10 minutes while he gets ready for
Not
work.
10 minutes. I get up and I have 5 minutes to get dressed.
Oh, that's true. I stay in bed until he's
I
like
sleep
basically all
procrastinate.
ready.
I sleep procrastinate.
And then I go with him to his work so I can drop him off and so I can take the car for the rest of the day. But I'm still in my PJs and my hair's all a mess, and I don't give a crap for the world at that point. And then I go back home and I either go back to sleep or I stay up. And that is my morning routine.
And she calls me.
Yeah. Hey, Robbie.
My
Hello.
morning routine is very simple. My alarm goes off at 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. I snooze. Sometimes I don't get good sleep. So that first alarm going off early before I have to get up is nice, and I hit snooze 3 times. So I get up. So my alarm goes off 4 times.
Yeah, it goes off 4 times because we're leaving.
4 times.
See?
5 o'clock
She
goes off
knows.
at 5:10. Goes off at 5:20, 5:30, and 5:40 when I get up. I get up, have 5 minutes to get ready. Put all my clothes on, and we leave usually by 5:48, and I have to be to work at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I
Did
get
you guys listen to music in the morning? Like,
No, we are completely silent.
I sleep procrastinate. I get up and I have to be gone in like 3 minutes. Sometimes I'll be daring and I'll sleep till like 5:42. But
Like
then
we
I still
did
gotta
this morning?
But I still gotta get up. And
He
get
woke up
dressed.
and he's like, Dad.
Put on
And
my
then he
pants,
rolls out of bed.
Put
And I'm
on
like,
a new shirt. Make sure I don't stink. Out the door. Boom. Like a boss.
but when I do get
I
up,
have to have my music.
when I do
But
get up,
you take longer. It takes you longer, like to get up and get dressed and stuff.
Okay, so my morning process of getting up, all those alarms happens between the hour of 5 and 6.
So how long
and
does it
7.
take you to put on your makeup and stuff?
Just depends on how
Like
much.
once you actually get out of bed.
Depends on how much of a rush I'm in. If I wake up super late, it's only going to take me about 20 minutes.
Yeah, so I get up 5 minutes, I'm done. I'm out the door. I have no hair to brush.
I think that's quick.
And that's just my makeup.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good routine.
Like
No, it looks like nobody takes
can-
care of themselves in the morning.
I can get
No.
ready in an hour if I have to.
That's-
Like with everything, and it looks like I took like 2 hours.
I can get ready in
Which
30
I would
minutes.
never take 2 hours to get ready.
Because I usually sleep into like 8:15, and I have to. No, I get up at like 8:30, and I have to be at the service meeting by 9. And I'm like, well, slap on something to make me look nice, and let's go.
We should probably take care of ourselves.
Why? Sleep is so amazing.
It is kind of amazing.
So you just want to sleep into like the very last second.
I
you
don't
can
like to sleep
possibly?
at night, but I just like to sleep in the morning.
You like to sleep in the
Because I
morning.
feel like when you sleep in the morning, that's like
That's like your peaceful
your
rest.
soul just dies.
Do you know actually your body,
It feels so good.
your
And then
body
when
is
your
more
alarm goes
rested.
off.
Every hour that you go to sleep before midnight, your body equates it to be like 3 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So every hour.
So
that
you
I
feel more
thought that was
rested.
past a certain hour.
no,
Any more
no.
questions?
Yes, we do. We have another one. In a battle of cuteness, who would win, puppies or kitties?
Kitties. Oh, sorry.
Puppies have little wet nose, little floppy ears.
Kitties are cute, but I think puppies will, for me, take it.
Puppies, I think puppies dominate the cuteness.
Heck
battle.
no.
Puppies
Because
are
you could be like, oh, you're so cute, little cat, and then just let it do its own thing.
so same with puppies.
No, not really. Puppies demand your attention all the time.
Not necessarily.
No,
That's
yeah,
only you. You
not
give-
really, because puppies
It's only if you
sleep.
give them. Yeah, it's only if you give them your attention all the time. You can be like, "Here, puppy, go do whatever you want." They'll be
Oh,
they're
God.
just kind of sitting there like, "Yeah, I'm a puppy."
And then I feel like they have more of a personality. Like they want to interact with you more.
Yeah, they
Like
do.
you can see more of.
They learn their names quicker because our cat either knows his name
He
or
knows.
he doesn't know it and doesn't
Well,
care
our
to know it.
cats do know their names. They just don't care.
I think puppies are more like, in a sense, kind of like. Well, they are babies, but like they're more responsive to you. Like you can see how they're trying to like run and jump, If they
So
go
cute.
downstairs and stuff like.
They go downstairs.
I'm
Oh,
it's cute because I mean it happens with
It is
cats
cute.
too, but it's more. A lot of things are more obvious with dogs.
awkward. You mean?
No, obvious because like
But they love
No,
you.
It's
our
like-
cat is awkward.
it's like when the puppies they have their little puppy teeth and puppy breath,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Ugh.
And then
What's puppy breath? I don't know.
and
what
then
puppy
and
breath
then when
is.
they and then when they
Can you describe that smell for us real quick
no, I
before you
can't.
go on?
No,
Describe
I can't.
puppy breath.
I can't.
It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell good either.
Anyways, like when their teeth fall off, it's so cute because it's like they're going through that stage, and then you can see their little teeth grow back. And I just think it's really cute.
I think puppies take it for cuteness.
I'm a cat person.
She's
I
a
don't.
cat lady, yes. Okay,
Sorry.
now, we have a good, nice, mellow question to send us into our last.
Who's this from?
This one is actually going to be from.
Who's the last one from?
The last one, the cuteness one, was also from No Future Clothing.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, No Future.
Thanks, No Future. So, how do you define a successful day?
Productive.
That you just use another descriptive word. What is it to you? What makes your day have been worth it?
If I can get everything I wanted to be done in one day and still have time to relax.
Productive in so many words. Try again.
Yeah,
I'm
you
kidding.
gotta. Well, I mean, you
Well,
gotta.
that's it. Like
A successful day, not a productive day. Is it productive?
That's what a successful
So
day is
productive
for
day
me.
said what makes a day productive for you?
It depends on the day. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I wanted to
So
go to the
describe
store
an ideal
and
day for
clean
you.
my entire house and go to my mom's house and clean her house and I do all that and I still get back home in time before I pick you up and I get to relax for like 2 hours, that to me is a successful day.
There you go.
Yeah,
You were productive during your successful day.
That's exactly
What
what,
about
I
you,
said.
Robbie?
Like
What's-
four
No.
sentences.
Well, I know you just gotta. You can't. You.
But they want to describe it.
Yeah, you
not-
gotta describe it. You can't just say
You
it. A
gotta
productive
explain
day.
it, yeah.
That's something like someone. What's your favorite type of day? Hot day. They were hot outside.
Ew, why?
I don't know. That's not me. What's a successful day for you, Robbie?
Well, of course, go to work. But if
Earn that
for,
money.
but for me, if I could make somebody's day better with a smile or any type of encouragement, and that's to me that's successful, I guess.
To encourage somebody.
Because you get so used to your daily routine, it's like,
Or if we
I
talk
know
about our
I'm going to
morning
go to
routines.
work. I know I'm going to get money. I know this is going to happen. I know it's going to be successful because I'm a successful person. But what makes my day for myself successful is if I do these certain things, then
Make someone
that'll
feel
be,
Oh,
it'll be
that's
more of
nice.
a successful day.
So you're such a nice person.
I don't know.
For me to make such a well, I mean, you like if part of your day being successful is to change someone's day to make someone's day better. So remember, I think on this podcast you did talk about that one lady. You were determined to make her smile at you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then Robbie smiled at this lady like 15 times until she smiled back. That's a good day. You want someone to see someone smile. That could be said to be a successful day for you. For me, I feel like as long as I learn something new, I can be like, that was a successful day.
Yeah.
I love to learn new stuff. That's why I think Serial's a good podcast. Like, listen to podcasts all day, some funny ones, but then I found there's a couple, like, there's, like, actual where you can learn stuff. Radio Lab and different stuff like that. Like, whenever I can learn something, I feel like it's a good day. You learn something new, you kind of, like, I learned today about this, you know those bins, like, you've seen those bins kind of like in the supermarket and around town where you kind of donate clothes to them.
Oh, yeah.
It's I forgot the name of it. It's like Nate Geo or something like that. They say they're gonna donate the money.
Planet Clothes or something?
Yeah. Did you know that they made $42 million last year, and little to no money actually goes to
Are you serious?
to help anybody?
Where does it go?
No lie, back to the collective, like the planet
Yeah.
that keep it for themselves and distribute upon the people who put into it, like a teacher collective, Sweden's teachers. I'm like, that's kind of just.
I always kind of knew that, though.
Why? Because you're
These
so
are my-
skeptical.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical. Like, why am I donating this if I don't know exactly where it's gonna go? Like, they're very how do I put it?
I don't know.
They I don't know. There's always greed.
Well, yeah,
There's
definitely.
always greed. So when you say, "Oh, we're gonna give this back to the people," like, Are you?
Are
Are you really gonna give it back to the people, or are
Yeah.
you just lying to us?
Most of the time, people they know that if you say something's for charity, people are gonna jump on that. It's like, I just did it,
Yep.
That's true. I'm glad we can all have a successful day. So today, I'm gonna ask you today. Did you have a successful day today?
No.
Yes.
Nice. I think I'm slightly in the process. What about today? You made a podcast. What if you make someone's day better because of it? Then you technically did have a successful day.
I don't know if I did.
So someone hit
She
Robbie
has
up
to
on
see
Twitter
it.
and let her know that you, after you listen to this, hit her up on Twitter at this girl Paisley, right?
Spacely.
Spacely. Why did I say Paisley? At this girl Spacely,
It's kind of...
and let her know that she made your day. Therefore, she will have said to count today as a successful day. Signing off. And I don't know what we're talking about. Last week I made a bold prediction. This week I don't know what we're going to talk about. Next week I don't know. So you have to tune in and find out, like the rest of
Ooh.
us.
Yeah, I don't
Play it
know
by
either.
ear.
We'll see.
Play it by ear. So,
Maybe we can speak hypothetically.
what's hypothetically? Well, how would that go?
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking.
Oh.
What if questions?
That's a good one. We'll see. Tune in next week and you'll find out if we do go over that. And then once again, thank
What
you
if
for...
we do? But what if we don't?
Oh! Hypothetically speaking, we could be doing that.
What if we do?
Thank you for listening to the Excited People podcast. I'm your host, Armani. We have signing off my beautiful co-host of life.
Aw, Tasman.
Razzie Tazzy.
And our
Aw.
smooth jazz sounding co-host.
Why is it jazz?
I don't know, because you speak poetically. You always talk like that.
But not
Like
do
you're
you
reading
mean?
a poem.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
slightly.
Anyways.
Anyways,
We will see you guys next week.
next week, back at it again with the white bag.
Murder.